Record. Okay, perfect. We are recording. Okay, cool, perfect. Any questions, just give me a I've kept everyone on loud, so if you've got any questions, just ask away, and we'll get started.
I'm going to mute Amy just because of the dog, okay?
Yeah, no worries at all. Perfect. So we'll just come to a standing position, and we're going to start off with our feet today. So we're just going to move our feet and get the feet moving a little bit. So we'll start off with our nice twist, just letting the arms flop from side to side. And what this will be doing is just getting that nice rotation through the feet. So you should feel that the foot and ankle will kind of suck up almost on one foot and flatten on the other as you rotate. And we'll just do a few of these, just letting the spine and the hips unwind a little bit. So has everyone had a nice week so far?
Fabulous, lovely weather, isn't it?
The weather's been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's fab.
We'll do a couple more of these. Perfect. And you might have a little bit of clicking and crunching in the feet. As long as it's not painful, that's absolutely fine. Let me know if there's any pain or if anything like that comes up. Perfect. Lovely. And then from that, what we're going to do is, I'll just come a little bit closer so you can see. We're going to curl up through the toes. So we're going to curl the toes up towards the heels. I'm going to do about 10 of these on each foot. I'm going to do one at a time just to demonstrate. You're welcome to do both at the same time as well. Lovely. Just do a couple more. Very nice. Good. And I'll switch over and do the same on the other side. So just curling the toes under. If you bring the leg that you're curling slightly in front, that will make it easier. If you bring it behind, it makes it harder. And that's just because it gives your foot a little bit more space. So just slightly in front should feel a little bit easier. Do a couple more of these. Perfect, lovely. And then from that, we are going to press the balls of the feet into the floor and lift and spread the toes. Spread the toes. And again, you're very welcome to do one at a time or alternate them, or do them both together, whichever feels good today. Lovely, good. Perfect, so just do a couple more of these. So just going to give our feet some TLC this morning. Perfect, lovely. From that, we're going to go from a side-to-side movement. So we're just going to roll the ankles in and roll the ankles out. Roll the ankles in and roll the ankles out. Just rolling in and out through the ankles. Again, I'll come a little bit closer just so you guys can see. So I'm just going to roll in, roll out. So my toes are lifting as I do this to begin with. And what this will be doing is just stretching inside and outside of the ankle. So this is just going to help prepare our ankles for more movement and reduce our risks of sprains, basically. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can imagine that your toes are gripping the floor. You're going to try and keep them from touching the floor as you roll the ankles in and out. Perfect. So this will just feel a little bit different. So my toes are trying to grip the floor as you roll. Very nice. Lovely, awesome, perfect. And then from that, we are going to start to work on some single-legged balances just to get the feet working a little bit more. So what we're going to do, standing on the one leg, we are going to bend the knee. Bend the knee as you reach the foot back. Bend the knee as you reach forwards. Bend the knee as you reach back. Perfect. Lovely, awesome. Very nice. We'll do a couple of these on each side. So I was just telling Jane that I just done 2 online classes before this class. So I may have told you all already, but I started doing pole dancing when we were in Australia. So I had a stretch class where we're trying to get our middle splits. I think I'm probably about 2 years away from getting them. So hard. Perfect, lovely. And then we'll switch over, do same on the other leg. So bouncing on the other leg, I'll turn this way. I'm going to bend the knee and reach the foot forward, and then bend the knee and reach the foot back. So bend and reach, and bend and reach. Perfect. Lovely. Very nice. We did a few of these on each side. Lovely. Awesome. Perfect. We do 2 more. And 1 more. So this is just going to strengthen the foot and the ankle and help with our balance. And now what we're going to do is go side to side. So you're going to take the right leg out to the right, let the left knee bend, and then let the right leg come across. Right leg out to the right and across. Lovely, cool. There we go, we'll do about 10 of these. Feel free to swap over if you start to feel a bit fatigued on the one side. Lovely, a couple more. Very nice. Lovely, cool. And you can take the arms wider and that'll give you a bit more balance if needed. Perfect, lovely. And we'll do the same on the other side. Perfect. I'm really trying to refrain from just chatting to you all. Girl, these are really good. So again, we're just challenging the balance in different directions. So always trying to look at how we can get the body moving in a 3D way. So forwards and backwards, side to side, and with rotation. And the idea is that the more the body is kind of comfortable with moving in multiple different directions, the easier movement feels and the less likely we are to get injured. At least that's the goal, that's what we're striving towards. Next, what we're going to do some rotation. So the rotation is the most challenging one. Feel free, you can't actually see my arms, but I'm holding onto the treadmill here. Feel free to grab hold of a mantelpiece or a wall in a second. I'll just demonstrate what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to bend the standing leg and we're going to drive the back foot out. So my pelvis starts by facing forwards and I circle around and then back to center and around. I circle around behind me and then I circle around into the front. And my hips are moving as I do this.
That's pulling my hip.
So what I would do instead, Jane, is I would do just a little step.
Okay.
Backwards. Does that feel okay?
Yeah, better, yeah.
So what this will do is it will just make the weight a little bit more evenly distributed and it will make it a shorter range. So what I would do is while everything's going on with the hip, is I would stick to kind of just very, very gentle movements. Because what's probably happened is you're in a position and then you've got kind of pulled or rotated.
Yeah, it's that sort of inside bit, inside your hip. Oh.
Yeah.
It's the rotation that's the, oof.
So yeah, I take that on really, really gently. And then if you wanted to, you could try just bringing the toes in towards each other as well. Perfect, cool. And then once you've done the one leg, we do exactly the same on the other leg. So I'll demonstrate the other way. So exactly the same. I'm going to stand here, I'm going to hold on to the bike this time. And I'm going to bend the knee as I reach the leg back behind and bring the foot around, leg back behind, and bring the foot around. Okay, so we do those. And again, Jane, what I would do is just a little...
Oh, this one's fine.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely. So this one, what happens is as we come around, I don't know if you can see, but if you look at my grey sock, you can see that there's a lot of space between the arch of my foot and the floor. And then as I come into this position, you see that the arch flattens. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the arch to get bigger and the arch to flatten. So what's happening is, if you can see with my foot that way, it flattens and then it curls up. Flattens and curls up. And that's exactly what we want the foot to do. So that's just going to keep everything moving really, really nicely in the feet. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to come into a few funny walks. So Jenny, anything that doesn't feel comfortable, we'll just scrap.
Okay.
So to begin with, what we're going to do is cross one foot over and then cross the other foot over. So it's like walking the catwalk. What this does is it creates what we call AD, adduction. So the hips crossing across each other, adduct. But what it does is it stretches out the inside of the ankle. So as we step, the inside of the ankle stretches. As we step, the inside of the ankle stretches. So this is just going to get the feet stretching in a different way. And then we'll come backwards. And backwards is definitely harder. Feel free to take your arms out to give yourself a bit of balance. Lovely. Does that feel okay in your hip, Jane?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Perfect. Lovely. And once you've done that about twice, so again, just crossing over, forwards, then walking the catwalk, crossing the legs over each other, back the other way. So once you've done this crossing, we're going to go wide. So next time we're going to imagine that you're walking on train tracks, and you're just going to walk wider than you would normally. So this is called abduction of the hips. This is going to stretch out the inner thighs, but what it will also do is it will push the weight of the feet onto the outside edges. So if I do this here, you can see that my outside edge of my foot is what touches the floor first. And what that's going to do is it's going to stretch out the outside edge of my ankle and cause my foot to curl up a bit more. So these foot positions that we've done to begin with, we're getting them all through these funny walks as well. So hopefully your feet should feel great after this. Lovely. Very nice. Awesome. Next one, Jane, will just be aware of this one.
Okay.
You're going to go Charlie Chaplin, so you're going to get your feet turned out, and we'll just walk feet turned out. And again, we'll just see how that feels. If that feels comfortable, we'll keep it. If not, you can go just ever so slightly turned out.
Okay.
And if that feels okay for everyone else, you're very welcome to make it as externally rotated as you feel comfortable. How does that feel, Jane?
Yeah, it's not so good.
Yeah, so what I do is maybe just the one where you cross over again,
Okay.
because that will get a similar position in the foot. Cool, very nice. Perfect. And now what we're going to try is the feet turned in. So again, Jane, I just very gently chest this one. So feet turned in, big toes towards each other. And again, we're just going to walk forwards.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool, perfect. So it's just that external.
Is it? Yeah, rotating outwards.
Yeah.
So,
just do one more of these. And then I'll show you, well, I'll explain it to everyone, but it's quite nice to understand how movement works. So if you ever find yourself in a similar position to Jane, you can just tweak some stuff. Finally, what we're going to do, we're going to imagine that the ceiling's really low. We're going to crouch down and we're going to walk heel to toe. And what you're going to feel is that your ankle has to work a little bit harder. And what this is going to do is it's going to stretch out your Achilles. But what it does is it creates a smaller angle at the foot here. So we have to get a bit more what we call dorsiflexion. And dorsiflexion is what we need when we squat. So when we squat, the knees move forwards in space, and that will, having a lack of movement in your ankles, will reduce the range of movement available in your squat. So just do one more of these. Very nice. And back. So toe heel backwards. And again, you should just feel that awareness in the ankles. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm just quickly going to explain movement of the hip. So what's happening at the moment for Jane is that external rotation is hurting. So what happens is when we internal rotate, it's the opposite. So these bones are turning inwards, and then external rotation is the bones turning outwards. But what happens is if we do internal rotation and step back to center, when we start here, we actually start to externally rotate. So Jane, a really nice one for you that's going to feel safe is doing an internal rotation back to center, an internal rotation back to center. So we will do those now. So we're just going to stand big toe to big toe, as if you're trying to create a 90-degree angle with the feet. So what this is giving us is internal rotation, which is the opposite of the external rotation that's feeling uncomfortable for Jane. But what happens is from here, I'm externally rotating. So what this is doing is it's giving the hips the movement that is feeling painful, but it's going in a very small, very safe range where there's no pain. So it just means that Jane's hips get to experience external rotation without hurting. Is that feeling okay, Jane?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
And then we'll just swap over and do the other side. And if that feels okay, you can start to step back further, and that will give you more external rotation. Step in, internal rotation, out, external rotation. Perfect. Very nice. Awesome. We'll do a couple more of these. And even though we're working on the hips, this will be working on the foot and ankle as well. And again, you may have had a few cracks and clicks as you do this one. Perfect, lovely, very nice. And now what we're going to do is, again, you can hold on to something for balance if you like. I'm going to lift the back heel off the floor and then pop the back heel back down. So we're going to lift up and back down. So what this is going to do is it's going to get what we call dorsiflexion. So it's the closing of the front of the joint. So the front of the joint is basically the front of the body. And what we're doing is we're working on dorsiflexion of this part here. So this joint here. And our big toes are really, really important when we walk. We want to make sure that we have that movement available to us. So we're just going to go up and down. Does that feel okay for everyone?
Yeah, that's fine.
And you'll feel your calves working a little bit of this one. Perfect. And then we'll just switch over and do the same on the other side. So again, back foot, you're going to lift up into the ball of the foot, pop it back down, lift up into the ball of the foot, and pop it back down. Okay. And hopefully, as you're doing this, you should start to feel a bit of strength in your foot. So it sounds really strange and something that we don't really focus on. But when we feel that our feet are really strong and sort of they can press into the ground, and it gives our whole body this sort of nice feeling of strength.
Attacked by a dog.
Lovely. Perfect. Very nice. We're doing first ankle again. And then this is an exercise that they do in Qigong. So what you're going to do is circle the ankle around. So I'm going to go a little bit narrower. You're going to circle through the ankle. So this will feel clunky. It's not going to feel smooth because we're taking the ankle through a movement that isn't it's not just one plane, we're taking it through multiple planes, so it feels a bit clunky. That's fine. And then we'll change direction, go back the opposite way. And feel free to just adjust your foot position as you need to. So, poor Jan's heard this before. We'll switch legs. So again, we'll circle. So Jan's heard this before, but basically when you look at sort of people as they age, their walking becomes more of a shuffle. So we really want the ability to kind of stay with us for as long as possible, to be able to really move through the feet. So when we walk heel toe, and then in a second we'll actually go through walking, change direction. And what we'll do is we'll exaggerate walking, and then we'll have a bit of shuffle as well so we can feel the difference. Yeah. So what we're going to do is looking at a walk. When you walk in a very exaggerated way, the heel strikes the floor, your foot rolls over, the back leg lifts, comes over, the heel strikes the floor, and the back leg lifts. The heel strikes the floor, the back heel lifts, and it goes on. So when you normally walk, it won't be that big. So if I walk away from you, you'll see that my heel lifts a bit, but not massively. So when I'm exaggerating it, it will move more. And then as people get older, the walk becomes more of a shuffle, and they feel less confident doing the big walks. So it just becomes a little shuffle where it becomes safer. And we don't want to get to that point where we want a safer way of walking. We want to be able to continue walking as we do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. So you're going to take the left leg in front, you're going to rock forwards, push into the ball of the back foot, and then rock back, lift the toes, and the heel can actually come off the floor. Heel, toe, and we're just going to literally rock forwards and backwards. So do that 10 of these. And this again is going to be good for balance because we're taking the body weight forwards and bringing the body weight back. Taking the body weight forwards, bringing the body weight back. Okay, so do a couple of these. Right, and then we'll switch over, same on the other side. So again, we're going to drop the heel to the floor, bring the heel off of the back foot, back down and up. Okay. Very nice. Does that feel okay for everyone?
Yeah, it's fine, thanks.
Do a couple more. Perfect. And then we'll relax there and we'll just have a little walk around. And we just want to see how the feet feel. And just notice if they feel a little bit easier, a bit lighter. Or if you notice any sensation.
Yeah, it's starting to move a bit better, not as clunky.
Awesome, perfect. Good. And then what we can also do, which is quite intense, is again, you can hold on to something, take the one leg behind you, and just press the toes gently into the floor. So I do this automatically all the time. So if your foot doesn't move like that, that's completely fine and completely normal. But you can just gently press the top of the foot into the floor and just have a wiggle around there. And then the same on the other side as well. It's a bit of a wiggle around, and that will just stretch the front of the foot. Lovely. Perfect. And then from there, all we're going to do is lift up onto the balls of the feet. And what should happen is that the ankles kind of roll out a little bit. So mine are quite exaggerated. What we should find is that as you come up onto your tiptoes, you just feel that the ankles just kind of ever so slightly go out to the side. If that feels uncomfortable, you can do one at a time. We're pushing the balls of the feet into the floor. I'll demonstrate this way. And the ankles just gently move out to the side. I'll do two more. awesome, lovely. Feel free to grab yourself some water, and then we're going to move into hips and back. Cool. Is everyone feeling okay?
Yeah, good, thanks.
So there's lots and lots of different ways of moving the hips. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take them through a really simple way that you can do anytime, just to get them moving. So all we're going to do is just gently move the hips from side to side. So this is what we call our frontal plane, our side to side motion. And you should just feel the weight shifting from one foot to the other and from one hip to the other. So I actually feel quite a big stretch in the back of my legs as I do this one. And you might feel sensations in different places. You might feel it in the thighs. You might feel it more in the feet. But this is just a really nice one to just get your hips moving through your frontal plane. And our hips ever so slightly move through this plane as we walk. So as you walk, one hip will sort of push out to the side, then the other hip will push out to the side. So this is the movement that we're mimicking by staying still. Just taking your hips from side to side. That's lovely. And we've already done the twisting today, but we'll do it again with more of a focus on the hips. So if you want to, you can cross the arms for this one and twist. And then we're twisting through the hips, or you can let the arms swing. Does that feel okay in the hips, Jane?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. And this is the thing that's so interesting with movement. What we're doing here is we're getting internal and external rotation of the hips as we do this, but it's a little bit more relaxed or a little bit more gentle than the ones that we were doing earlier where we were stepping. So it's the same movement, but much more subtle. So just do a couple more of these. This time just focusing on the hips. And if you want to, you can just pop your hands on your hips and you'll just feel that little bit of movement in there. Perfect, cool. And then we're going to focus on flexion and extension of the hips. So flexion of the hips is where our kind of upper body moves towards our lower body. And then extension of the hips is where our back of our body goes closer to the back of our legs. So this is flexion and this is extension. So we're going to throw this in with some breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. What that's going to do is give you that kind of backwards banana shape. And we're going to exhale, reach the hands down and just fold as far forward as you can. And you can soften the knees, make it comfortable. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to exhale and fold. Lovely. We'll just take this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. So inhaling, reaching up. We're allowing the breath to guide the movement. Exhale down. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Do a couple more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Lovely. Very nice. Perfect. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come into a few different squats. We're just going to do 5 repetitions of each of them. We're going to take it nice and easy today. So we're going to take the feet to wherever they feel comfortable. And then we'll just gently inhale as you come down. Exhale as you come up. So we're going to inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. We'll do 3 more. So just nice, slow, nice and relaxed. Perfect, cool. And I'm not very good at counting, so we'll do 1 more. Perfect, very nice. Now what we're going to do is bring the feet closer together. This will make it a little bit more challenging. And again, we'll do 5 of these. So nice and slow. You're going to inhale just as far as you feel comfortable. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. One more for good luck. Like a baker's dozen. Perfect. Now take the feet wider than comfortable or normal. So if that's your normal stance, we're just going to get a little bit wider. You're welcome to go as wide as you like. And the feet are going to remain parallel. So we're going for this side to side motion again. And again, we're going to inhale as we squat down. We're going to gently push the knees out. Exhale as you come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Two more. One more. Lovely, very nice. So Jane, for this one, if that one felt comfortable, I'd stick with that one. Everyone else, you can turn the feet out and that'll get external rotation. And again, we're going to do 5 breaths here. So we're going to inhale down and exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. One more. Beautiful. Very nice. Awesome. We're going to bring the feet back to center. And now we're going to turn the toes in. So this is our internal rotation. This will stretch out through our bums more. And again, we'll do 5 breaths for these. So we'll inhale down and exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And one more. Perfect. Very nice. We're going to a slightly more challenging one. So Jane, this one should feel fine. So if you imagine that my feet are hip width apart and they're in line, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shuffle my right foot just a fraction in front of my left so that my big toe is in line with the middle of my other foot. So it's just literally about 2 inches in front. And again, we'll do our 5 squats here. So we're going to inhale as you come down, exhale as you come up. Inhale down, up. Inhale down, exhale up. 2 more. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, and exhale up. Perfect. And then we'll swap the feet over. So now take the other foot just about 2 inches in front of the other. Feet nice and wide so you feel nice and stable. And again, we'll do 5 of these here. So we'll inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. And one more for good luck. Inhale down and exhale up. Beautiful, very nice. The next time I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you 2 options for. The nice option is to do it seated. So a more gentle option is that you're going to come into a seated position. You're going to rest your right elbow on your right thigh and reach the left arm back and behind. And then the same on the other side. And what we're going to do is just to open up your thoracic spine up. Is we're going to reach the elbow back first, and that will get more opening up through the chest. And then extend the arm, and then back down. Elbow back first, and then arm back. So that's a more gentle option for a nice upper back stretch. If you would like to get your legs and your bum involved, you can do it as a squat. So you can squat down, elbow comes back to center and up. Squat down, elbow comes back to center and back. We can do 5 of those on each side. So whichever one suits you best. So you can do it seated or you can do it standing. Whatever one feels best for you today. Again, you can allow the breathing to help you. So you might inhale as you come down Exhale up. Lovely. Perfect. One more on each side for good luck. And because I can't count, one more. Perfect. Very nice. The next one we're going to do, we're going to get a rotation through our back again. This time we're going to come back and down. So again, we have two options. Option one is you can squat and reach down to touch the floor behind you.
Sorry, I can move you.
Reach the floor behind you. So this one will stretch out your back, but just differently to the first one. The other option is you can sit down on the chair and just reach back and behind you. Reach back and behind you. So as long as you're kind of leaning over and backwards, you're going to be getting exactly the movements we want. Excuse me, which is a right lateral flexion and right rotation in one side, and a left lateral flexion and a left rotation, which is basically fancy terms for bending and twisting. So you're going to bend and twist, bend and twist. So you bend one side and you twist to look behind you, and then you bend the other side, twist to look behind you. Okay. It sounds fancy and complicated, it isn't. Perfect. I'll do a couple more of these on each side. Very nice. Perfect. So what this does is it just gets us rotating and laterally flexing in both possible options, so that all of those muscles get to move and stretch and contract. Perfect. Lovely. What we're going to do now is we're going to come into a seated position, and we're going to come through our cat-cows. So we're going to focus on our spines. So I'll move this way so you can see. My hands are going to be on my knees, and I'm going to round through my spine, and then I'm going to extend. Exactly the same as we've done before on the floor. And extend, round, and extend. Perfect. So just going to go through a few of these, so just rounding and extending, and rounding and extending. Perfect. And again, let your breath drive the movement, so you can inhale in one direction, exhale in the other. Inhale in one way, and exhale in the opposite. Inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, and exhale. Lovely. And now what we're going to do is we're going to throw in our lateral flexion. So this movement, where basically our shoulders moving down towards our hip, and hands on the knees. All we're going to do is push the right side of the ribs over to the right, or the left shoulder down to the left hip, either way, whichever way works best for you to visualize, and then the other way. So we're just going to sort of side bend from side to side. If it helps, you can take the hands down to the sides of you. It's exactly the same movement through the pelvis, through the rib cage. It's a rib cage moving from side to side, which is shortening and lengthening. It's just that when we use our hands, it feels easier because we've got an external focus. It's a lot easier to do movement when you've got something to reach to. Lovely. And now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can put all of these movements together. So Jan should be a pro at this now, having done it a few times. We are going to circle through our upper bodies. So all this is doing is taking our cat-cow positions and our reaching side to side positions and putting them together to flow, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the chest forwards. We're going to drop the left shoulder to the left hip. We're going to round through the spine and then reach the right shoulder down to the right hip and then pull the chest forwards. Left shoulder to left hip, round through the spine, right shoulder to right hip and extend. So left shoulder to left hip, round, right shoulder to right hip and extend. left and round, right to right and extend, left to left and round, right to right and extend. Okay, so we're going to just keep on doing this. So left to left and round, right to right and extend. We'll do a couple more. Left to left and round, right to right and extend. And what we should be doing now is it should be starting to feel a little bit more smooth. And it's completely fine if it feels clunky, but hopefully that should just start to feel a bit smoother. And we're just going to continue doing this for a few more, and then we'll change direction. And it's quite normal to kind of lose track of it. That's fine as well. Perfect. Now we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to extend through the chest. Bring your right shoulder to the right hip. We're going to round through the back. And then left shoulder to left hip. And extend. Right to right. And round. Left to left. And extend. Right to right. Round. Left to left. And extend. Right to right. Round. Left to left. And extend. Right to right. Round. Left to left and extend. We're just going to keep on circling around through that. And as that starts to feel more comfortable, we become less aware of what our shoulders are doing and more aware of what kind of your rib cage is doing. So the rib cage is driving this movement. It's getting your spine to just move in different ways. And all those muscles are naturally having to respond. Having to unconsciously react. So we'll be working those lower back muscles, we'll be working your oblique muscles, we'll be working your stomach muscles, we'll also be helping with digestion too. Perfect, we'll do 2 more. And 1 more. Perfect, very nice. From there, we are just going to fold forwards and just relax and take a few deep breaths. So just going to fold forwards here, let the head become heavy. Relax through the back of the neck, and we'll just take a few deep breaths. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you will gently roll. Just have a little extend through the chest. And in that extended position here, we're just going to gently move from right to left. Very nice, awesome. And then we can come down onto the floor. And feel free to grab some cushions for your knees. Make sure that your knees feel very comfortable. We're coming into an all fours position. So this is a really nice, gentle one. Let me know if it doesn't feel comfortable for anyone, and there's lots of ways we can change it. So what we're going to do is on all fours, we are going to basically just take your right hand and you're just going to reach the right hand forward. You're going to imagine that you're a cat clawing the carpet and you're going to dig your fingers into the floor and you're going to gently pull the hips back. Just with a nice stretch through the shoulder and your lats, your back muscles. And then we'll bring it back to center. And then left hand comes forward. Again, you're going to claw the carpet and pull the hips back. I'm just going to alternate these. Right, we'll just take a little bit of time here. So I want you to really relax and enjoy it. And don't have to rush through it. And you're welcome to just move your hips from side to side a little bit. And then just get a really nice stretch. I'm just going to alternate. And allow yourself to take some really big, deep breaths. So extending, really stretching, really pulling back. Is that feeling okay for everyone? Cool. Let me know if there's any discomfort at all, and we can give you other options. You can just really pull back into it. Lovely. Continue with that one for as long as you like. And then what we're going to do is our turn this way so you can see. That one, we're taking the arm straight out in front. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to take the arm across the other arm and gently pull back. And this will just get a deeper stretch. And again, just do as many as feels right for your body. Lovely. And again, if you're loving these, feel free to do these for as long as you like. But whenever you're ready to move into the next arm, we're going to start to reach underneath the arm in a thread of the needle. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to take the arm under and we're going to pull against it, feeling that nice stretch between the shoulder blades, back to center. Now same in the other direction, the arm comes under and pull back. So here, my left hand comes under and I pull my body back to the left, but my left hand's over to the right. So everything's getting pulled in opposite directions, which is why it feels like such a good stretch. Lovely. And again, just do as many as feels comfortable. Lovely. And whenever you've had enough of this one, you can just rest in your child's pose. And we'll just take a few breaths in child's pose. Lovely. When you're ready to, you can come back up. And I'm going to demonstrate the next one. So you may want to watch this one first. What we're going to do here is we're going to come down, instead of on all fours, we're going to come down onto your forearms. So what this does is it shortens my lever or my arm here. So it's going to make it a little bit more intense for my upper back. And what I'm going to do is I'm just gently going to rock forwards and backwards. And this is going to really move your shoulder blades over your ribs. You're going to feel your shoulder blades glide over the ribs. And we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Lovely. And the idea of this one is it's meant to open up your upper backs a little bit more. Let's do a couple more of these. Lovely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stay in this position here, but we're going to do your cat-cow again. So we're going to round through the back and extend. Round through the back and extend. And because we've taken our forearms out of the equation, what you should find is that you feel it more in your upper backs now. So the upper back should be feeling it more than the lower back, and that's what we want. As you reach up, you may feel your shoulder blades move over your ribs. And as you come down, you might feel your shoulder blades squeeze together. And that's exactly what we want, relaxing the head and the chin. Lovely. So the head and the chin nice and relaxed. And just getting that movement through that upper back. Lovely. Perfect. And again, when you've had enough, we'll just rest in child's pose again. You're welcome to have the arms in front. If your shoulders feel like they need a little rest, if you feel comfortable with your head on the floor, you can take the hands to rest on the heels, whichever feels comfortable for you. And again, we'll just take a few deep breaths here.
So Amy, my one hip is now not happy in child's pose, that scrunched up position.
Oh, okay. Did it feel okay the first time?
Sorry?
Did it feel okay the first time?
No, it doesn't, no.
Okay.
And also when we were bent forward on the chair, it doesn't like that.
Okay. So
It's
it
that
might be
scrunched over a bit as well.
that when the legs are a little bit separated, that they naturally externally rotate. So with your child's pose, unless you're doing a child's pose with knees, well, actually even knees together, they're going to slightly turn out and externally rotate. So what I would probably do is just scrap those ones. And if you want to, you can lie on the floor and hug the knees into the chest.
Okay.
You can hug the knees into the chest. Or,
Yeah. Okay.
what might feel nice, Jane, is taking the feet wide and letting the knees rest on each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you all a nice little finishing stretch that you can choose which one you fancy. So option number one, you can lie on the floor, and it always feels so nice to be able to lie on the floor. So option number one is lying on the floor, arms are extended. Jane, this one will probably hurt your hips, so I'd scrap this one. But Georgie and Jan, you should find that they feel fine. We're just going to roll the knees from side to side. And with this one, you can take the feet as wide as they'll go. And you'll experiment with taking them close together. And you'll just notice that they feel different. The wider feels more comfortable. And the narrower feels maybe a little bit more intense.
Weirdly, that doesn't hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Is that with feet together, Jane?
I've got my feet wide.
Ah. Okay,
There's no weight on it.
so I'm thinking about this one. Well, this one's brilliant as well then, Jane, because you'll be getting the internal and external rotation in the hip, but in a pain-free way. So wherever you are, we'll just relax here. We'll just close your eyes and just gently let the legs roll from side to side. Just allow yourself to know that you don't have to do anything else now in regards to this class. You get to just relax and lie down, and you don't have to think. So you just let your body roll wherever it feels comfortable. And you're welcome to do this for as long as you like. Whenever you've had enough, you can just let the legs slide out into your Shavasana pose. Come into a really nice, comfy position. And just allow your body to feel the breath moving in and out. So feeling the inhale moving in through the nose. And feeling the exhale move out of the nose. So just keeping our attention at the nose and feeling the breath moving in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling the breath moving in through the nose and out through the nose. And we're going to start to follow the breath in now. So now I want you to become aware of the throat. So the area just behind the mouth. And as you inhale, just feel that cool air come in through the back of the throat. And as you exhale, feel the slightly warmer air leaving the body. Inhaling, feeling the cool air coming in to the back of the throat. And as you exhale, feeling the warm air leaving the back of the throat. Just keeping your attention at the back of the throat. Watching the warm breath leave the body. And the cool breath come into the body. Now bring your attention down lower into your chest, into your ribs. And as you inhale, feeling the ribs gently open. And as you exhale, feeling the ribs gently relax. You're very welcome to bring the hands onto the ribs. Just feeling the ribs gently move with the breath. Now bring your attention down into your abdomen, down into the stomach. And again, just feeling the rise of the stomach with the inhale. And exhale, feeling the stomach just gently relax back down. Inhale, the stomach gets higher. Exhale. That breath moving in and moving out. Whenever you're ready to, you can just let your breathing return to normal. And just observe this peace that you feel right now in your body. Feeling the deep relaxation lying on the floor. It's totally up to you. If this feels amazing, you are very welcome to stay exactly as you are and just be this lovely, peaceful position. If you're welcome to end the session there, you're very welcome to just start to move the feet and the wrists and the fingers and the toes. Feel a nice big stretch. Gently rolling onto the side. Just pushing yourself up to a seated position.
Cool.
We'll bring the palms together in front of your heart. We'll keep the eyes closed. Allow yourself to feel really, truly grateful for having the body with 2 arms and 2 legs, a digestive system, a brain, muscles that naturally respond to movement, and everything else that's magical within our whole being. So just let the lips curl up to a smile and just allow yourself to bring to mind one thing you feel really, truly grateful for. And it could be the warm sun on your skin, it could be the blue sky, it could be anything. Let yourself feel really, truly grateful. And namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, Amy.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Did that feel about right today?
Yeah, that felt quite right. That was very gentle. That was lovely, thank you.
My pleasure. If anyone's got any questions at all, I'll stay on for a little while. If anyone, you're very welcome to head off. But thank you all very, very much for coming, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Wonderful. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks, Amy.
Take
Bye,
care, Amy.
Bye.
Have a lovely day. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Catch up soon.
How are you feeling, Jan?
Yeah, just a quick observation, if I may. Just